several times to reflect the cost of living and the current market rates for the rent, but the rent in itself has not been reviewed. So that is something that is in the works to help when it comes to housing, at least for civil servants. Now, coming to page 3 of the Daily Nation. This is in regards to missing children once again. There are 2 stories that have been featured here. The agony turns into joy as family is reunited with missing boy. 3-year-old James Gisheru. Month-long anguish turned into unbelievable joy after their son, who went missing on the 22nd of June, was found alive at around Githurai 44. This is the 3-year-old boy who went missing and was finally reunited with his parents. Then there is the disappearance of 2 young girls, twin girls for that matter, 14-year-old, what are their names? Nancy Nyambura and her twin sister, Sarah Kayesi, who left their home in Kitengela to attend a church service and have never been found, and this was 8 months ago. 8 months ago. So their mother has been out just trying to implore to everyone, and especially on the socials, if they have any leads. She is still hopeful that she will find her baby girls alive and well, and she does hope to be reunited with them as soon as possible. So if you have any information about these 2 young girls, that is once again Nancy Nyambura and Sarah Kayesi, they live in Kitengela in Kajiado County. They went missing 8 months ago when they were left their home at around 7 a.m. to attend a church service. If you have any information, maybe you could be able to get in touch with the DCI, because the case has been reported to the DCI to help in finding these girls. Vic.
All right. Okay, so let me give you a look on what's happening on the Star newspaper. Mudavadi, Wetangula, Moi, Kalonzo split on Raila unity bid. Now, technical team tells bosses to retreat and agree on Odinga factor. And they say that there's Musyoka, that's Kalonzo Musyoka, and Musalia Mudavadi insist Odinga should play second fiddle. They are adamant. So that is what's happening there. And food in plenty as Muslims celebrate feast of the sacrifice that happened yesterday, the celebration of Eid al-Adha, which commemorates the story of Prophet Ibrahim's test of faith, where he was commanded by God to sacrifice his son Ismail. All right. So there is this part again. The story of Iraq demands 800,000 shillings to send Kenyan's body home. Lucy Wambui Nganga went to work in Iraq as a house help, and she died last year. So a Nairobi family is desperate to raise 400,000 shillings to bring the body of their loved one, Lucy Wambui, home from Iraq, where she worked. Now, the exact amount to transfer the body is $7,000. That is 757,374 shillings. The family has only been able to raise about half of that. That is 400,000 shillings. So if her body is not collected in 6 months, it will be disposed of in Iraq. So this is what is included in the cost of repatriation to Kenya. Coffin specialized for international transport, health routes and infections, zinc and sawdust, washing and shrouding. So the family is asking for your help to enable them bring the body of their loved one home. The lady who died way back in last year, she died on December 20th. The last time she talked to her family was December 20th, rather, when she told her family that she was okay. But on December 28th last year, her brother Aaron Nganga received news that his sister had died in her employer's house. There is something that we have been talking about from last week, and Parliament also discussed the matter, and it's about time that the parliamentary committee will be getting more details in a month's time to at least get to the bottom of the matter of Kenyans who go in the Gulf in search of greener pastures. All right. So numbers of medical circumcision inflated. Inspection confirms Kenya is not doing as well as reported in voluntary medical male circumcision. Now the prevalence appears to have been exaggerated every year. Apparently the wrong modeling tool was used. Researchers say that the mistakes appeared inadvertent. So that's it. The modeling tool used in Kenya reported as much as 100% annual circumcisions in the 10 to 29 age group. The 100% figure sounded highly unlikely. So it brings a lot of some questions in that. All right. So One Kenya Alliance chiefs split on reuniting with Raila. And One Kenya Alliance principals yesterday was split on whether they can reunite with ODM boss Raila Odinga in a formidable force to face Deputy President William Ruto. Now, it has also been established that Ford Kenya leader Moses Wetangula and KANU chief Gideon Moi both agreed that they had no problem teaming up with the former Prime Minister. But, however, signaling deep-seated political rivalry, ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi and his wiper counterpart Kalonzo Musyoka insisted they could only accommodate Raila if he plays second fiddle. So, but Raila wants to be president. So it is understood the One Kenya Alliance Technical Committee, the think tanks driving the nascent alliance, boldly asked the quartet to retreat and hammer out a deal on the Raila Odinga's question. All right. So this is it. And let me quote what Senator Johnson Sakaja said. Raila Odinga is respectable. Reader, he has the following, and if indeed they are able to agree on those issues of trust, then it would be good to have him. That's one thing that Jain cannot be avoided. That in the last general election, Raila Odinga got 7-point-something million votes against President Kenyatta 8-point-something million votes.
Literally half, almost.
Almost half. If you look at it, given plus or minus, it's almost half the votes cast last year in the last general election. So the question of if One Kenya Alliance unite, will they still garner the 7 million votes against Raila Odinga? So that's one factor that even political pundits say that they have to factor in, Raila Odinga factor, if they are going to go. And, you know, politicians said that like in 2002, when it was Kibaki Tosha,
yes,
it was an alliance which was formed almost 4 months to an election. And we all know what happened. Kibaki Tosha and Kibaki ruled for 10 years.
And you know, when they bring up this question of Raila to play second fiddle, compared or rather pitted against the One Kenya alliance put together, honestly, that is a political battle that we definitely know who's going to win. All of them combined, pitted against former premier.
Yeah.
He is a force to reckon with when it comes to the political landscape of our country. And asking him to play second fiddle...
Against who? That's the question. Against who?
Yes, that's the main question. But then again, whoever is asking for this second fiddle or rather proposing this second fiddle, you can clearly see is a team of people, not an individual. So,
and sources said that, you know, Gideon Moi and Moses Wetangula are of the opinion that they can consider the Raila Odinga factor even as they go ahead with that. And Sakaja said that never say never. The future is One Kenya Alliance, yes, and it should embrace Raila Odinga. That is according to Senator Sakaja. Politics, politics, politics. Okay.
The Raila factor is one thing that cannot be overlooked.
Yeah. All right. So finally on politics, Uhuru's Jubilee suspends coalition talks with ODM. Now party says that move will enable it strengthen structures, seal internal cracks and show a public appeal to more bargaining power in the discussions. President Uhuru Kenyatta, now the move will slow down the ongoing discussions between the two parties and consequently halt efforts for an earlier 2022 Uhuru's Raila coalition that is expected to take on Deputy President William Ruto in next year's presidential election. 2 days ago, Jubilee Party met, party officials and MPs, around 16 or thereabout, met at the Jubilee headquarters and agreed moving forward to work together and iron out their internal wrangles that has been causing some cracks in the ruling party. Jain.
Now, as we close this segment of In the Headlines, just to echo one of the stories that was in our GMK news brief, this is in regards to concern as morgues grapple with the rising number of unclaimed bodies. So Kenyatta National Hospital has issued out a notice, 7 days to go and claim the 418 bodies that are at the morgue there. And after this, the expiration of this notice, the bodies will be disposed of in compliance with the COVID-19 protocols. So with that, we want to bring to a close this particular segment. Thank you so much for being with us this far. We have so much more lined up for you, so do stay with us. We'll be right back.